Welcome to the Novation Circuit Tracks audio description. The main feature is the 32 RGB backlit pads arranged in 4 rows of 8 in the center with 8 square track buttons above the top row of pads. The 8 track buttons are labeled from left to right. Synth 1, Synth 2, MIDI 1, MIDI 2 and Drum 1 through Drum 4. To the left and right of this are a column of 5 square buttons, and above this are 10 smaller rectangle buttons aligned to form a 10 by 6 grid. Above these buttons are 8 rotary macro controls, one above each track column with a master level to the left and master filter to the right. The rotary macro controls above the tracks are staggered with the even track macro controls placed above the odd track macro controls. The 10 rectangular buttons are labeled from left to right. First is scales. Then above the Synth 1 button is the page down, and above Synth 2 is the page up. Above MIDI 1 is the pattern length labeled 1-16 with 17-32 below it. Above MIDI 2 is tempo swing, and with shift is tap tempo. Then above Drum 1 is clear, and with shift is click. Above Drum 2 is duplicate, and with shift is mutate. Above Drum 3 is save, and with shift is setup. Above Drum 4 is projects, and with shift is packs. The last rectangular button to the right is the shift key. The left column of 5 square buttons from top down are labeled. The first button is preset and is to the left of the Synth 1 button. Next down is note, and with shift or double tap is expand. Then next is velocity, and with shift or double tap is fixed. Next down is gate, and with shift or double tap is micro step. The last square button on the left is pattern settings, and with shift or double tap is probability. The right column of 5 square buttons from top down are labeled. The first button is patterns, and with shift or double tap is view lock and is to the right of the Drum 4 button. Next down is mixer. Then next is FX, and with shift or double tap is sidechain. Next down is record, and with shift or double tap is record quantize. The last square button on the right is play. The 8 macro controls are labeled from left to right. The first macro control is oscillator. The second macro control is oscillator mod. The third macro control is amp envelope. Next is the fourth macro control labeled filter envelope. The next macro control is filter frequency. The sixth macro control is resonance. The next macro control is modulation. The last 8th macro control is FX. Thank you for listening.